Speaking of sherbet, God, you know what? When they were young, and one of my favorite things to do with like my daughters when they were younger, like in the summer in San Diego, was we'd buy orange soda, vanilla, and just do ice cream floats. It's so good. I think I'm gonna do that. It's hot. Guess what? It's finally in the 80s in Oregon, and it's hot summer. It feels like summer is finally here. You know, Oregon, we get a lot of rain, and that's okay. That's okay. But just so blessed to, that we are finally in our hot summer era. Yeah, in regards to Bath and Body Works, I love their semi-annual sales. I stock up on, not really stock up, but I do buy hand soaps and I buy body wash, and I love lotions. So those are the three products that I always get whenever Bath and Body Works has its annual sale. Do you love Bath and Body Works? I never see anyone posting about it, but I love it. I love Bath and Body Works. They're just so iconic. They're classic. And I mean, when I go during the semi-annual sale, there's always hundreds. There's always like a very, very good crowd. It gets crowded in there, so it is still popular. I love Bath and Body Works. I also did want to touch on puff sleeves. So I've been watching, of course, the upcoming 2025 shows from, of course, the fashion houses, the ateliers or the fashion houses of Europe. And I've noticed there are a lot of puffs, just puffy everything, really puff sleeves, puff blouses, puff skirts, puff dresses. I see a lot of embellishments, like there are exaggerated elements to simple pieces. Like you could have just like a simple sheath dress, but there would definitely be some type of like an exaggerated element to it. Valentino has roses. Like I did watch Louis Vuitton's Resort, and I did see a focus with Louis Vuitton's resort wear. I did see they're like sombrero hats, but they're just like really chic and just very extremely streamlined hats for their resort collection. And I saw puff sleeves, but they're just really more exaggerated puff, and puff dresses, puff skirts, puff tops. I saw a lot of with Valentino 2025. I can't remember if it was spring. I watched it this morning. Valentino has a lot of like exaggerated elements and details, like large rosettes, ruffles. I did also see a lot of draping, a lot of like draped tops. And what's happening is, what happened with like when spring and summer first started for us, when spring and summer 2024 started for us, we were going into stores, we were looking online, and a lot of what was available were like these safari earth tone colors. And if you and of course they still had the florals, the pinks, the pastels, if you specifically wanted to find those. But if you walked into Zara, JCPenney, a lot of them did have these safari earth tone colors in spring. And if you look back to YouTube and you do watch spring summer 2024, Louis Vuitton, Valentino, you see that a lot of those colors were you'll see that last year when Louis Vuitton and Valentino, Dior, for example, were doing their spring 2024 runway shows, you saw a lot of those colors, those military colors, the earth tone colors, the safari colors, and that was last year in their runway shows, their spring and summer 2024, and that's why fast forward a year later now. I'm sorry, in 2023, back last year in 2023, if you did watch Louis Vuitton, Valentino, Dior, etc., like all those fashion houses, their runway shows featured clothing items in colors of like safari, earth tone. And fast forward now to 2024, when spring came and we walked into those stores, that's what we were seeing. And that's what we need to remember, what we're seeing. So if you're watching today, you're watching these runway shows today, June 2024, you'll see puff elements, balloon elements, and even though they might not seem like they're in right now, you're going to see them next year because that's what they're showing. They're going to show what's coming up next year. So don't let anyone's opinion about puff sleeve dresses not being in, puff sleeve anything. Watch Louis Vuitton's Resort 2025 and watch Valentino's 2025, and you'll see a lot of exaggerated, extremely exaggerated puff sleeves, exaggerated sleeves versus just simple cuts. You'll see puff sleeves, puff dresses with Louis Vuitton's resort wear. And while we're on the subject of cream soda or like a cream soda float, I do have these. I got these at Walmart. I love these. What I do is I keep it frozen, and then I do take I'll take like 4 or 5 out and leave it at room temperature, and then they just melt in your mouth. These are so good. Have you guys heard of that pop-up exhibit on Canal Street? So Canal Street in New York, it's widely known for like fakes and dupes, fakes, fake high-end luxury. And I can't remember who it is, but there's an exhibit. It's a pop-up exhibit. I can't remember who. If I do, I will look it up and I will post it up here. But what it is it's an art installation, and it's very similar to the concept of the Marfa, the Prada Marfa art installation that's out in Marfa, Texas. It's similar to that. But what this art installation is, and it's a pop-up, and so the installation is it's a space like a shop space. It's like a boutique that's filled with hundreds of fakes, and it's interactive because they do pop-ups, and at that pop-ups they encourage you to bring in a fake handbag and enter your name into a raffle to win an authentic one. Have you heard of that? I think that's pretty interesting. I read about that on this Instagram page that I follow called Guest of a Guest. And I love that. I love it. It's interesting. I love that interactiveness. I love it. I wish I could. I was in New York. I lived in New York, definitely, so I could get the chance to see that exhibit. I'm going to end it at that. Thank you so much for watching this vlog, and I'll see you at the next one.